Hi guys, another lovely time to be on the Elevated TV, or you can say Elevated TV Radio, and I'm with someone that we all need to meet and hear from, especially if you're in sports, but not just sports. Generally, everybody needs to have a doctor, have the way we need a car, we need a doctor, we need insurance. We also need a physiotherapist. The thing about physiotherapy is you don't need to get injured before you need one. As you age, your knees, your joints begin to send you SMSs. That SMS needs interpretation. So the person I have in the studio with me today is the person that can interpret all of those SMSs and put you in the right frame of mind and the right shape. Some people are 70 and they walk well, they drive well, they go out well. But I mean, your parents are 40 going into 50 and they're already walking bent and struggling. We're going to delve into all of that and try to find a solution. I have with me in the studio today, Dabo Ogaree. Ogaree, sorry. He's a physiotherapist and well learned and studied in Ghana, and he's put his hand into the work, he's mastered it. You're welcome to the show, Dabo.
Thank you very much.
So let's get to know you. You went to school in Ghana.
Yes.
But was there ever a part of you that schooled in Nigeria?
Before I left, I was a bit confused on what I wanted to do. So I tried to get to UNILAG. I was put in there for biochemistry, I think. But I got fed up and said I had to go. So,
wait, you just did biochemistry, you just got fed up and left?
Well, I didn't really start it. I started it for about 2 months. But that's not what I went to do. I was trying to be made to do medicine because my family has a lot of doctors, but I didn't want to do medicine, but I didn't get it, of course. You know how it is with JAMB and all that. So my dad was like, okay, do biochemistry. After a while, you can go back and do medicine. But I was like, no.
You even have a choice in the matter.
Well, I said, okay, I'll go to Ghana and try and do medicine there, So when I went to Ghana, then I picked out physiotherapy instead.
How these rich men children, that's how you could behave. I wish my mother bore you. They don't even put you for one school because you want to go to another one. Okay. So how was the experience in Ghana?
It was wonderful. As in Ghana, it's what I like about the place is that it's very open. You're going to meet Ghanaians, you're going to meet people from other African countries, even outside the country, outside Africa.
Yeah.
It's like a multicultural university, which made it very interesting. Very interesting.
So did you ever get involved in the Ghana and Nigerian jollof battle? Was there ever a time that?
No, I stayed out of that Ghanaian girlfriend, so I had to please them.
Okay. Okay, so let's move forward into what you do. What do you do?
Well, I fix people. And I prevent people from getting broken, physically.
In other words, you are the scientifical Olivia Pope.
I'll say we're like the mechanics of the body.
Okay, so you are officially a physiotherapist.
Yes.
That's the word. Most times we don't take this physiotherapy serious because of how we were raised. Growing up, a pregnant woman wakes up very early in the morning to go and massage, or late in the evening. And I played football, so I've seen all sorts of injuries, and injury also prevented me from continuing. In the course of playing football, I've seen ankles twist, I've seen knee go out of joints like mine, I've seen broken bones, and most of the times, most clubs don't even have a physiotherapist in the first place. So most of the time, the treatment is, we know our Boki for so place. We know one is your woman where they robbed. That woman robbed you na the IS. How can you connect those? And most times the Ijaw woman or the Aboki, they are always illiterate. But they are literate in their massaging work. How can you relate that to a professional physiotherapist? What's the difference?
With a professional physiotherapist, you're a product of years of research. So basically everything you've been taught has been proven to work, which makes you more effective than the ones that are cheaper, that basically their parents taught them, and it's based on a lot of superstition,
Yeah.
So basically they might have done some trial and errors over the years that worked, but basically they didn't really know what they were doing, because in science you have to understand what you were doing, how they got there, so you can repeat it over and over again. But there, it can't be reproduced. It's like, okay, I'll try and see if it works. It worked. Oh, thank God. You get. But here, if we if I talk to the patient and say, oh, this is your injury, it will take you 3 months to get better. We'll do this, do that. At the end of the month, bam, it's done. And the person's like, wow, it's science. Basically, it's just science.
Okay, I wanted to drag this a bit further. Like, okay, but Chinese people, they just shook you with 72 pins or 200 pins. They call it acupuncture. They puncture your body, and by the time you stand up, you're fine. Is that not the same thing with the Aboki and the Joma?
Like I said, unlike Nigerian local medicine has not been developed. Even acupuncture, research has been done on acupuncture. We have what they call trigger points. Is in research. Your body has trigger points, like places that they call them myotomes, like nerve endings in the muscle. You get. So there's a way that those needles are being put on those nerve endings that has a way of causing about healing. So it has been proven with research. Unlike our medicine.
Oh, so you mean that those needles that is, because I've gone for that acupuncture before.
Yeah.
The thing is painful.
Yeah, it is.
I'm supposed to go a second time, but heaven only knows. Oh, I go nowhere. So there's actually
research. Yes.
Some point that thing is meant to be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought the guy was.
Even those trigger points are being used with massage.
Yeah.
So if it's a type of massage, you differently from a layman, because we know where to get to find those trigger points and work on them. Because when you work on those trigger
massage,
points,
not be just to use hand rub person body.
It's more technical than that. I did like a whole 2 semesters on massage. It had a lot of points and it was very technical.
Wait, to massage somebody, you were in school studying it?
Yes.
No, just go to Ijaw people now. Ijaw people will massage evil spirit out of your body. That one is, I don't need to go to school for that one. Ijaw people.
No, imagine,
if you think I'm lying, ask Ali Baba.
No, imagine if an Ijaw person that is very good with his hand skills, learns the technical part and adds it to it. Perfect.
Okay. That I'll take. Now, let's bring it home to... the other day I saw on Instagram, you were talking about, you and Uti Wanchuku were talking about sports massage. Because this is, you just mentioned massage now. What's the difference between Lago? The name is Lago, Iwari. It's one man they call Lago, that's the specialist. He has a bamboo table. You lie on that bamboo table and then he goes on his walk. If you touch his hand, you buy foul. If you push him for, like if he comes on top of you and he's massaging you and you push him for, you buy goat. That's the rule. So you can't touch him. No matter how painful it is, you can't. You just have to bear it. Okay. Now, what's the difference between Lago and this sports massage you're talking about? What's the difference?
Well, with Lago, I'm sure it's just like you're carrying a baseball bat and just beating at.
That man is evil, sha. Beating
at the person and hoping that the more intense you get, the better, which is wrong. You get. Basically, sports massage it's a different kind of massage therapy. It's based on trying to fix injuries and prevent injuries that are building up. Because basically, if you're a sports person, you're doing your sports week in, week out, your muscles start to have what they call wear and tear. You get, and it starts to build up scar tissue. Like what you have outside your body if you have an injury. Blisters and scars. And scar tissue is not very flexible, you get. And it can actually hamper your muscle function. So that massage is, you, as a professional massage therapist, sports massage therapist, you find those points where the scar tissue is, you'll be able to figure it out because those places will be a bit hard. With experience, you'll be able to learn that. And you break them down, you get. It's a bit painful, but you don't push so much that the person is in excruciating pain. You have to know how to balance it and keep at it till it breaks down. There are even tools, they call them Graston tools, that are being used for that. It's also what they call cupping therapy that's being used to use a vacuum to pull the muscle in and keep it for a while so that those hard points will relax, you get. So when you do that, the person recovers faster, for the next game.
Okay, talking about recovering for games, because it is very important. The game of football is evolving faster than the speed of light today. And back in the day when I played football, you play on a Saturday or Sunday, and then you wait for the next week. But today, people play football matches, high intense football matches every 4 days, sometimes every 3 days, sometimes 48 hours apart. And you need to recover very fast. So, what is the relationship between multivitamin, anabolics, it's not anabolics, I can call it, multivitamins, anabolics, and massage, that aids athletes to recover faster? in Europe and Asia compared to Africa?
Your multivitamins and anabolics, those are like supplements that you use for as an even me that is a recreational bodybuilder, likes to work out week in week out. I have to take a lot of multivitamins because
Why? Is that not drugs?
it's not drugs. Basically, it's like compared to the average person, you need more nutrients than the average person because your body is being placed at higher pressure. You're working on muscles more than the person that is just living a sedentary lifestyle. So your body needs to recover and build back. It needs nutrients. You might not be taking enough from the food. That is like to supplement what you're taking from the food so that you recover even faster because you need that. Because every week you need to go back to the pitch and play, or every week you need to go back to the gym and push those weights. So if you're not taking care of the nutrition part of it, you're really putting yourself in harm's way. You understand? So they complement each other, the nutrition part and the massage part. You get. So the massage part is going to actually aid in breaking down those injuries that are creeping up, maybe the scar tissues that are building up, break them down. The nutrition part is there to complement that one, so that everything has to come together.
I like this part that you just raised now because recently stories making the round, especially in a city like Lagos that is football crazy. We hear that footballers, grassroots footballers, we work a lot with grassroots footballers. Grassroots footballers, like statistics from the Ajegule region and Agege region of Lagos shows that there are some concussions that are put together. They call some skookish, some paraga, some okite, and the rest. And inside this concussion, there is rafenol, there is cocaine, there is extensive paracetamol. Like you could crush 50 tablets of paracetamol in one like Coca-Cola bottle and shake it with all the other herbs and the rest. Can that also be regarded as supplement to aid recovery?
No, that's going out of it now.
Steroids?
That's like steroids, which always has a damaging effect on the body, especially when it has not been it's not being directed
clinically
by pharmacists or a professional. It's like street steroids. Even bodybuilders, they take steroids, but it is guided. It's being, done in a very safe way so that they don't get adverse effects. But even with that, they still get adverse effects. You can imagine. So imagine doing the one on the street. Because basically what you need for your body is natural stuff, supplements, food supplements that God has created, not the chemicals that man has created that will get to enhance you and at the same time hurt you. You get what I'm trying to say? Because there's always a sacrifice. In pushing your body to that level that is not natural, you wear the body down.
Sure.
You get what I'm trying to say? So everything has to be done naturally. You understand?
So I could relate being in active sports to running your vehicle, Lagos, Abuja, every single day. And not being willing to go to the mechanic and service your cars and all that. It obviously will break down on the road and put you in trouble one day. So it's the same thing with whether you're playing street football or you're playing professional football. For as long as you want to play football as a career, some of the things that they need from you, name them.
Well, like I said, you need a therapist. Of course, a regular therapist. That's going to be keeping you injury free on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be when you're injured. It's also going to be helping you with preventing injury. And when it comes to therapy too, it's past just massage. It goes into even your kinetics, how you're moving. Because sometimes you might be having bad movements that might be causing you to be getting injured. If you try to analyze your movement and say, oh, this movement you're making is actually, you're putting too much pressure on this muscle than this muscle. So let's do it this way. So that's how knowledgeable the therapists are in sports medicine. You also need very good diet. Diet is key. You can't go wrong with diet. Diet is like 70%, or however I can put it. That's to give you that emphasis on how important it is. So you need to eat well. Basically, some teams actually, the difference between some teams and the other teams is how they eat, the diet. It has to be good, clean. It has to be a lot of vegetables, a lot of plant-sourced foods. You get not too much on the meat and of course, you get. It's a balance, but it has to be more of the plant source. So the diet is very important. So you might need a nutritionist or at least consult with one. Even if the person is not there all the time, the person can give you a diet plan to go with. You get what I'm trying to say. Another thing you need basically is the right kind of coach. Not the one that gives you tactics, but the one that trains you.
Yeah.
It has to be a professional because Sometimes I see that some coaches actually drive their players too far because they don't really know what they're doing. They think that the harder you go, the better. You get what I'm trying to say. And the coaches also have to know, those coaches, those training coaches have to know when the person needs to rest, because you cannot get the player to play the whole season. You have to tactically know, oh, this guy has played this long, let me keep him to rest, then bring him back again so that I can be fresh. You do that in Premier League, you see that?
Yeah, I do.
Sometimes the rest of the players is tactical because you don't want the person to burn out, because as the season progresses, the person is being played too much. Generally, fatigue will start to come in, and fatigue means injury is likely.
Okay.
Likely injury is going to come. Once it's fatigued, there's likely injury, because when you're fatigued, your movement becomes compensating because you're not able to keep up, and that's when you get injured. So the person needs all those things. He needs a physiotherapist, a good training coach, good diet. Those things are key.
Okay, so I come to you, and I said, I am the owner of a football club. Let me use the clubs that we've worked with, Bagada FC or Box to Boss or G12, any of those clubs, Goshen FC, and they say, look, we can't afford you full time because, I mean, you're a professional. You're like at the Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo level now. But we like what you're doing. And your kinds are very rare. In Nigeria today, we don't have sports medicine people in their drill. You can't find them a dime a dozen or so. So we come to you and say, please, we're Bagada FC, we're an upcoming club. We don't want your service for free, but we want to do a relationship with you where once in a while, let's say once or twice in a quarter, you come in and you check our players for the minimum fee. What would that look like?
I can't give a figure because that would be being reckless.
Okay.
But basically, because of the fact that it's not going to be a full-time thing, and it's going to be like a consultancy thing, then I can base it on the hours I'm going to be available to the person. You get, and make it to be as affordable as possible.
As possible.
You get, especially since I've not had so many jobs like that. I had a few jobs like that. Even recently, I had one that was with secondary school.
Okay.
They're going to Dubai for a competition. So at the beginning, I would not want to be overcharging because I want to prove to them how important it is. I get them to see the value of it before I can start gradually raising my prices when they get their results and get even to make more money, and I can be able to afford to pay even better for my services. You understand?
Okay, let's even take it away from the grassroots club now. On this Aja to Shangotedo axis, for instance, we have like two major All-Star teams. One in Lagos Business School, Island All-Star. The other one at Alasia Feed, which I'm part of, proudly part of, FEMFC Football Club. And we have, this is not professional football. These are working class men, executive, business executive. If those kind of clubs comes to you and say, we need you to work with us, but not full time as well. You know, we only come to the field on Saturday. Let's exchange it. You come become a member and then also offer your service.
Yeah.
Are you open to such kind of arrangement?
Yes, of course, of course. I'll be excited about such challenges because that is what is lacking now. It's really lacking and it's sad. You know, it's really lacking because so many of the sports activities are being done without the proper, you know, guidance you get, which is, and a lot more can be derived when the right thing is being done. You understand? A lot more. People will be safer because they don't get injured. People will be able to play for longer. People will be able to even perform better, way better than they are performing at the moment, because a lot of people are having injuries and they are kind of like compensating and trying to work around it. You get what I'm trying to say? When I go to the gym and when I go to sports clubs or whatever, they always have, oh, I have one thing here. Everybody always has one thing there.
Yeah.
You get?
That's real.
But basically, what's the point of having one thing there when you can actually sort it out? You get? Why are you imagining it when you can sort it out? And there are people that have gone to school and studied this and they know how to do it and they have the experience.
Do you think that the reason why Nigerians don't use physiotherapists the way they should is a lack of information? Because, I mean, there was T.D. Jakes in his book, Reposition Yourself, that said If the people know better, they'll do better. So me, I invert that statement and say, because the people don't know better, they are doing bad. They are doing worse. So could it be that you people go to school, come out, and they are all doctors or they are all pharmacists? So I beg. So there is really no information out there to tell people what a physiotherapist does and why we need them. Because there is a what, why, when, and where. It's important in life. Do you think that's also part of the problem?
I think it's a mixture of that, a mixture of other things too. That is a problem, strong enough. Also, is economic stuff, economical stuff. Because basically, if someone was even going to consider physiotherapy, then the person says, "Oh, how much is it?" And you tell the person like, "Oh, wow, I can manage them like that too." After all, after all,
never bad reason.
Exactly. After all, I'm not dead yet. Because of the economic situation, yeah, the amount of money in people's hands, disposable money in people's hands, they will, because it is not a life and death situation yet, then they will rather manage. But the thing is that it's not the thing that's obvious that will kill you, it's the thing that is hiding, like a cancer that will eventually kill you. Like someone is working in an office in a bank and has an issue with his back and he needs to see a therapist. Do you know, down the years, he can actually get paralyzed because the back problem might be degenerate so badly that his nerves are pinched to the point where there is no transmission down to the legs and the person gets paralyzed. The person needs a major surgery. When the person would have prevented it earlier on by doing therapy. Easy.
This is where we will draw the curtain. Since you've talked about working in the bank, sitting for so long and having this whole thing, there is this thing that my producer had. I was scared anyway. But I mean, we went to do scan and all that. It came out lumbar, one thing, sha.
Spondylosis.
You people know how to use grammar to make the price expensive.
Is this why people, I don't know.
Okay. And you people follow up. That's why they say doctors, they always write what you will not understand so that your bill will be big. Now, can that bring about a life or death situation? Can that bring about paralysis in someone?
Yes. Basically, lumbar spondylosis, or sitting up for long periods, is something that you can literally explain to a layman. Because basically, it's like, imagine that when you sit down, all your weight is centered in your lower back. As you grow older, the muscles that surround your spine that keep it stable are progressively getting weaker. Then, of course, you're having a pot belly. You get what I'm trying to say. So those muscles now become weaker and weaker over time, and they cannot support the spine anymore. So most of the pressure goes into the bone. Just like having a car with shock absorbers that are bad.
Yeah, the iron are
when you climb a bump, boom. But if the shock absorbers are new,
to absorb it.
smooth. So now, when the pressure gets into the bone, what happens? The bone starts to wear and tear. So when you check the X-ray, you see that the person's bone is wearing and tearing. It's because the pressure is too much on the bone. It has left the muscles and it's going into the bone because the muscles are too weak. Over time, as it's wear and tear, these projections that start to choke into nerves. And when it starts to choke into nerves, it's like having a NEPA wire being tampered with. It is half current or it goes off. You get what I'm trying to say? So there's no transmission to the legs. Eventually, it takes a long time, but eventually it gets to that point and the person can walk. And surgery is done to open up that space or maybe replace, because sometimes even the disc between the spine starts to break down because of this. You get what I'm trying to say? So the doctors have to put titanium rods to open the space so that the person's back is okay. And even at that, it's not even guaranteed.
And that's heavily expensive.
Exactly. And even at that, it's not guaranteed.
So at the early stage, you're saying that physiotherapy can
prevent
this one.
Exactly.
So you go see a physiotherapist who have, like, your wife told me something that you have gifted hands. And it quickly reminded me of a movie that centered around, what's the guy that contested for presidency in America again?
Yeah, what's his name again?
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, yes. That's
So, like, you're the Ben, and then you have his kind of beards too. He wears kind of glasses. So you're the Ben Carson of Nigeria. So if I have anybody who's having problem with their body that need fixing, I just, I know Ben Carson of Nigeria. He's got gifted hands. That's what you want me to do, right?
no problem. I like this.
All right, thank you very much for coming and thank you for explaining this. But is there no other way that you people can, kind of like bring the price down?
Another thing that can help is what they call telephysiotherapy, like online.
Explain that, please.
Online physiotherapy. Basically, you get somebody online, then that has an issue. The person sends you all the information you need to analyze what the issue is. You get what I'm trying to say? Then you send the person a program of exercises the person can do by himself, stretches and medications the person can take, and diets that can improve the person. Like recently, I looked at a research that talked about people that have back pain. That they did a research and found out that people that have back pain, if they put together and there was a group class done for them, exercises and everything, they recover as well as people that will consult a therapist one-on-one.
Whoa.
So you can imagine. So that means if I had a class of 50 people, each of them is paying like 3K or 10 or 5K, I can treat all of them at the same time and they'll get better for back pain. And back pain is quite common. So I'm working with a Pilates studio in VI, Low Studios. And
what's the address of that studio? Because I was coming to that. Where's the address? Like if people want to come meet you, that address and the phone number to call or your Instagram page and all of that. We need all of that so that, I mean, people can just put it down and then...
my official Instagram page is at P&D Fitness.
P&D Fitness?
PND.
Okay.
PND. Yeah.
Okay.
PND underscore fitness at PND Fitness. My personal page is Spartan782.
Okay, Spartacus. All these Spartacus activity. Okay, so is there a number to call, like a consultancy number, like not your private number, a number? There's a number we need to call a number. What's the number?
It's 0803 744 1340.
003 744
1340.
1340.
Yes.
Okay, we'll try. Something that we can call at any time. All right, thank you very much for coming to the studios and for talking to us about this. Now, I know I don't have to sit for too long anymore because I want to enjoy my old age. I'm working too hard right now. I want to be able to travel everywhere that I'm going to my old age. Thank you very much for being here.